bought stacks of it, but I have money. A few 20s, but I pretty much already spent all the higher denomination bills. A bunch of 2s because I really hadn't called the 2s. So I figure I'll wave money around until people enter the chat. Money. Nobody? 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 I forgot that was even up there. This car died at one point and I was stuck at a truck stop and I found that. Seemed like a pretty good charm, so I thought I'd hang on to it. When I got a brand new strap at 2s one time with those 3 7s in the middle. So I tried to get the strap that would have had 6 7s, but I didn't succeed. So I cherry picked the fairly good ones out of there. So these are the kind of cool. I mean, they all have at least 3 7s, so that's cool. Although it's backwards. Is there a way to make this thing not be backwards? I don't know. Will it let me switch in the middle? I don't know. Let's see if it lets me switch. It does. Cool. So as I was saying, I mean, in theory, I could put this up on eBay and just those 3 7s in the middle, somebody might give me $5 for it, but I don't really have the time or the energy to do that. I've been telling myself I'm going to do that sort of thing for years, but I haven't bothered. And then other stuff is just kind of lame. I mean, it's sort of cool, 1266, 8866. A lot of double numbers. That one someone might pay for. What would you pay for that? Comment down below. All right, so let's put these aside. And that's $100 and $1 bills. Let's see if anybody finds these particularly interesting. If you saw this in your change, would you hang on to it? It's a nice poker bill. It's got 3 of a kind and 2 pairs. See, if the 7 was involved, like if the 7 was a 5, this would be really cool. Right now it's sort of cool, but it's not nearly as cool as it could be. Now, I'm not sure if I have this set up right. I'm assuming you can comment. Let me see if there's settings that I need to address. Not that I can see. Anyway, we could do this for 100 individual $1 bills and 50 $2 bills. That might get a little boring. This one's cool because of all the zeros. It's got 5 zeros. It'd be cooler if the 5 zeros are all together. While I was kind of going through, I was trying to basically close my eyes and not really look at it too hard, because otherwise I'll just start to obsess for the same reason I saved them in the first place. But while I was flipping through them, I noticed a bar note. Now, bar notes are one of the most rare $1 bills out there as far as printing, because Barr was only the Secretary of the Treasury for a short while in 1963. So it was a semi-interesting serial number, and I was just about to toss it, and then I noticed it was a bar note. So then that made me start looking at all of these. That's Steve Mnuchin. I don't know who that is. They should write their name better, right? So this one, another poker bill. We've got a pair of 8s and 4 5s. Be even cooler if there were 5 5s, right? This one's just a random poker bill. You've got a full house. You got 7s and 3s, right? Next one. Now see, you got 69, and then you've also got 4, 3, 2, 1. That one I kind of don't want to give up, but I'm about to. What would you pay for this? Anyone? Anyone? Would anyone pay more than $1 to have this as a lucky charm in your wallet? Or on your wallet? Be fun birthday money to somebody that's numerically obsessed. Triple threes. Years ago I drove a taxi and it was the triple three. So that's kind of my number. But this one's also a full house. You got the 426 Hemi. You got the triple three, but you've got 3 4s and 3 3s. So it's a pair of trips. You know? This one wasn't worth saving, I don't think, at all. It's a full house, 8s and 7s, but it's what I call interesting but not pretty, because the numbers are just scattered, so it doesn't catch your eye. And if it doesn't catch your eye, is it actually cool? Hard to say. Here we got 4 8s and 2 9s, 789, 7890, but just not in an order that's fun. Got 3 6s and 3 aces. And interestingly, probably because at some point I noticed that and put them together, but look, 661, 661, but it's also, between those two bills, that's a lot of 6s and 1s right next to each other. Now today, I didn't organize these in any way. I just grabbed a handful of them and didn't worry too much about what was in them. 5s and 0s. That one's pretty cool. We got another one ending in 69, but it's got 4 9s and 3 6s. That one someone would probably pay for. Anyone agree? No? Nobody? All right. Hey, Raja. Raja is the king. Raja commented first. So it's Raja. Man, I need better glasses. I'm seeing, is that CP6, I believe? Not GP6, right? Well, thank you, Raja, for your participation. How do you feel about numbers in general? I don't believe in luck, but I kind of believe in synchronicity. Numbers speak to me, but I don't know what they say. Mostly they just tell me to get out of my head and pay attention to my environment. This one's pretty cool. It's got 4, 5, 6, 7, but it's got 3 pairs, and I prefer that the pairs be doubled up like that. If it was just all mixed, it wouldn't be nearly as cool, right? What happens if I tap that? Nothing. Alright. I'm kind of experimenting with how live works. You want to be a moderator, Raj? I don't know. I had a childhood friend named Raja. His father was a pediatrician. So this has doubled up 3s and 7s, but it's actually got 4 3s. Kind of cool. This one is what people call a star note. Technically, it's a replacement note. The reason that they have a star is because when they were printing a stack of money, when they found a flawed one, they would remove that and replace it with a star note in its place. In the old days, they would do that on individual notes. These days, when they find a flaw, they trash 100 notes and replace it with 100 star notes. So star notes are now 100 times less rare than they used to be, but people still like them and they still are somewhat rare. Here we've got 4 pairs, but it's again what I call interesting but not pretty, right? So you got, well wait, that's not true. You got 3 zeros, 2 3s, 2 7s. Something's not right with my math. How do I have 2 9s, 2 7s? Oh, I don't have 2 3s, that's why. So I only have 1 3. So I have 3 of a kind and 2 pairs. Yahtzee? No, that's not how Yahtzee works. My phone tends to heat up, so I'm running the AC, which makes sense because it's 97 degrees out, but I got to keep an eye on my engine temperature, because if the engine temperature gets too high, then I have to turn the AC off. This one is what's called a birthday bill. It's really cool if you know somebody born on May 4th or April 5th of 1994. I don't, so it's kind of meaningless. But if anyone has that actual birthday and can prove it to me, I'll probably send you that bill. But probably not by the time you watch this, because by then I'll have already cashed it. Another replacement note. This one I'm not. It started to look like it was going somewhere. 3 2 1 5 2. Yeah. It has 0 1. It has a pair of 2s and a pair of 5s and 0 1 2 3. But since they're not in those orders, it's not that interesting. Arguably, none of this is that interesting. But I appreciate 17 of you playing along. So, where's everybody from? This time of day, I would think mostly the US, but maybe not. Maybe there's a lot of late night people around the world. This one, if the 2 was a 7 or the 7 was a 2, it would be a palindrome. It's what I call a near miss. Still kind of cool with the 4 4s. Now, if you're going to have a full house, this is how you want it. I got my 333, which is sort of a meaningful number for me. So you've got 3 of a kind and a pair, but you can go either way, either 3s full of zeros or 3s full of 8s. That one, and it's actually got 2 trips. You've got 3 8s and 3 3s, but that 8 being not contiguous to the other 2 8s makes it less interesting to me, but maybe not to everyone. That one's a pretty cool bill. I think that's the kind of bill that if someone glanced down at their change and saw that, it would stand out to them. And I think depending on whether an angel number of 3 3s means something to you or not, you might or might not hang on to it. This one also, interestingly, is in a Minneapolis bill. That's indicated by Minneapolis is the 9th Federal Reserve District, and the 9th letter of the alphabet is an I. That's why there's an I right there. Historically, the Minneapolis area has the least amount of currency printed because it just doesn't cover as many big cities. I mean, obviously Minneapolis, but San Francisco covers a lot of the west. Dallas covers a lot of kind of the south. So anyway, moving on. 5 5s. It also has 5 6 7. Again, interesting but not pretty. They aren't where they ought to be. But I think somebody that loves 5s would like that bill. Comment down below what's your favorite number. I'll see if I have it in any sort of quantity. See, this one, why the heck did I even hang on to it? 5 6 7 8, but not in that order. I mean, it's just a random bill. Whoa. Fallen. Now this one I like. It's got nothing higher than a 5. It's got a pair of 2s, a pair of 4s, a pair of aces, 1 3 and 1 5. It's a good poker bill. Anybody out there play liar's poker? No? Nobody? We got 4 8s. 1882. See, this one I think I showed on one of my other little shorts that I did about why I like Monday. This is one that I really like, but isn't worth anything. It's a ladder. It's a ladder with a step of 2,000. So if you start with 1882 and you add 2,000, you get 3882. You'd have to be really nerdy to even notice that or care. I probably only notice it because those two sets of eights stands out. This one, we've got 5 4s. It looks like it's headed somewhere. It doesn't really get there. Now, whenever there's a lot of any particular numeral, it catches most people's eyes. This one's got 5 6 7 8 9 0. So it's got a straight. It's also got 3 of a kind, but they're 6s. Anybody want 3 6s? But it's also a replacement note. So this one's kind of attractive. I could see that actually selling. Maybe. If you're going to have 3 of a kind, I think 3 7s is universally what people want to see. Now, if your zip code happens to be 84931 and you could prove that, I might just send that lucky bill to you. But probably not. Again, it'll probably be gone. What else do we have? 4s and 0s. I mean, it stands out to me, but it's really nothing. It's just kind of cool. Now this one was headed somewhere. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 3, 4. If you look at what how many square feet are in an acre, it happens to be 43,560. So if you go 43,560, you're left with 1, 2, 3, 3. Anyway, that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with an extraneous 3. It would actually be much cooler if one of those 3s was a 7, because then you'd have what's called a scrambled ladder. Hey, Muhammad, how are you? Muhammad Isa Sambandel. I don't know about smart, I'm just obsessed. It's an Asperger's thing, literally. Growing up, I didn't know that I had Asperger's. I just knew that I liked numbers, but I didn't really gamble. Now look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. See, now that's a pretty bill. They're not in the perfect order, but I think even people that aren't obsessed with numbers, that would jump out at you. Would you like that particular one generally? I don't know. So anyway, that's 100 individual $1 bills of arguable value. I've already spent most of my higher denomination fancy serial numbers, but just for fun, I supplemented this just now with some bills out of my wallet because I was trying to make a specific amount of money. So some of these aren't even going to be arguably interesting. That right there has 4 pairs in it. Why is it? Focus. Take your Ritalin, phone. Hey, El Mundo. How are you? Good to see you commenting. All right, so anybody ever play that game Yahtzee with dice where you try to make various patterns? Well, this is a palindrome. 782287 reads the same forwards and backwards, but it's also 3 pairs. And then over here, there's 2 zeros. If this 0 were on the other end, this would be a palindrome. You know, an 8-digit palindrome. It also has a pair of J's, which makes it sort of interesting. This is, I forget what J is. What is J? St. Louis, maybe? It's going to say... My glasses and or the phone zoom is not adequate to read that. Come on. We're looking for what the... It is Federal Reserve, but which district? I think it's St. Louis. Come on, focus. I don't know why I don't remember what J is, but I don't. All right, so let's see what we got next. The next one. Now this one, if it was on a $1 bill, people might pay a little extra for that. 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's got 5 sevens. I mean, that's a lot of luck theoretically. This one in Chinatown would go for some money because 8s. You really only need about 3 of them, but 4 8s has got to be better than 3, right? Now this is actually very cool. This is a zip code bill because you ignore the zeros and somebody's zip code is 43576. That's also pretty close to the number of square feet in an acre. An acre is 43,560. So that's 1 acre plus 16 square feet. But it's also a straight because you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from a lot of perspectives, this is interesting. I don't think Andrew Jackson agrees with me. He looks bored. He's not even looking at the number. And even on this side, he's looking over the number. Now we got 5. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Muhammad. That is 5 4s, and again, it'd be cooler if they're together. Like, numerically, it doesn't make it any more rare if they're together or not, but it's just cooler. This, I think, just came out of my wallet, because there's nothing interesting about that. Probably, I'm guessing the same with that one. This one came out of the stash, though. 4 7s. 4 7s, kind of cool. Followed by another one with 4 7s. This one is heartbreaking. It was headed. Now, if somebody, say they were born in 1979 or graduated in 79, that's a cool bill. But 79797930. In this strap of bills with 100 bills, there was another bill that was a really nice repeater. 79 79 79 79. That would have been really cool. As it is, if 79 is your number, that's a pretty cool bill. Now, there is a, people have probably heard about Mensa, but Mensa has, some guy was just walking past my car and wondering what I was doing. He glanced in, and I'm sure he's like, why has that guy got money all over the place? Anyway, Mensa is basically 2% of the population, the top 2%. There's another society called the 3 9s, and it's 0.1% of the population. In theory, 4 9s is pretty pure. But anyway, 4 9s all together. That would be fun for a nerd, maybe. Now this one, I don't know why I'm giving it up, because this actually is theoretically worth money. It's a scrambled ladder. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a straight. That's a really good bill. I'm not as interested in scrambled ladders, and if I do have them, I like them 1 through 8 rather than 0 through 7. But that one's probably worth money. Anybody want to buy it? And this one is probably worth money, because not only is it 4 pairs, they repeat. 66, 88, 44, 11. I should probably hang on to both of those. That's how I end up with a bunch of money and not quite broke, because it's hard to spend stuff that's cool. Pair of 6s, 4 7s, but they're not together. 2 sets of trips and a pair. So you got a pair of 0s, 3 4s, and 3 5s. This one has no repeating digits, which makes it arguably cool. And if you take since it's San Francisco, there's 12. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 0. That's a bit of a stretch, though. That one's probably worth it to somebody. This one could have been so much cooler. 62, 63, should have been 64, but it's 65, and then 56. anything with lots of zeros kind of stands out. This one's 56, double lot, 20, 56. Here's another one that's probably worth money, 55, 44, 88. Oh, I thought it was 66. If it was 66, it would probably be worth money. Now, 3 8s instead of 2 6s is probably better from a poker hand standpoint, but from looking cool, that last one needed to be a 6. For some reason, I always notice 7s and 8s, and so I tend to hang on to them even though they're not really worth anything. And 1s and 2s. We got some kind of a blackjack hand going on here. A small palindrome of 1 2 2 1. 4 2s and 3 aces on a 50. Nobody would pay any extra for that because nobody collects 50s. All right, shall we do 2s? I have a bunch of them that have these 7s. I kind of showed these, but I don't know that I actually went through them. Got a bunch of the 777s. See, that's 777 and 3 8s and 2 zeros. That one's probably worth some money. Here we got 8s and 7s again. I saved all the ones that had at least 4 7s, but see, 8s and 7s, that's kind of cool again. Somehow, even though that's 4 7s, like from a poker standpoint, it's better. But this one's cooler. I can't explain why. Anybody agree, disagree? Yeah, I've got a whole... I desperately wanted the strap that was above or below these. I ordered... Or no, I just walked into a random bank and asked them if they had 2s. They had a full brand new strap that this 0877, 001 through, of course, 99, or through 100. And unfortunately, they didn't have the strap that had all the 7s in it, which would have been so cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's a... You know, you're right. It is because it's a trinary that it makes it cooler to me. You're absolutely right. Like, my eye picks up that it's cooler, but I can't say why. Like, arguably, that has 4 7s, but it's not a trinary. Good catch, John Chom. I don't know that this is much of an adventure today, unless you also have Asperger's and possibly ADD. But yeah, just a random poker bill. Here, whoops, this one, that 12 needed to be 2 1s or 2 2s. Still pretty cool. We got, whoops, 0 1 2 3 and 3 6s. So is it lucky because it's 0 1 2 3? Or is it evil because of the 3 6s? Comment below. It also has, what is that, a Minnesota Vikings dude stamped on it? Not sure. Huh. That one is one of those ones that I just think is cool. I once got fired with a $10 bill in my wallet with 3 6s. They didn't fire me for that. Yeah, I tend to collect bills that have cool stamps on them, but I used to do a lot of that with Where's George. But yeah, I think that one, I think somebody might like this just because it's cool. Maybe I'll put that aside. See, I'm trying not to put stuff aside. I'm trying to spend these. But I wanted to know for future reference what it is I did spend. Look at that. That one is 4 pairs, right? 4 pairs, but the way they're mixed up, I don't think most people appreciate 4 pairs when it's that way. It's just not as, it's not as cool, right? At least that's the way I think about it. This one's probably another one of the same. This was part of another brand new strap that I got, and I pulled the ones out that had statistically interesting numbers, you know. Yeah. No idea why that's even in the mix. Nor that one. Like, these aren't random. Yeah, I like radar notes, but I save near misses. Like that one was, you're right, that is why I saved it. It's a 7-digit radar. Good catch. You got a good eye. That is exactly why I saved it. And to me, I like it anyway, but you can't save them all, right? Well, if I'd work a little harder and have a little more money, I probably could save them all. So, but I'd be better off just buying some silver, as someone else pointed out. There, let's see, what else we got? No reason to keep that. Yeah. See, that one would have been cooler if it ended in, say, 69 or 96. That one, though, it's also an older bill, one of the 76s. They'd printed enough 76s that they didn't print any more until, I think, 1995. So they didn't print any for 20 years plus, something like that, 21 years. Yeah, I like it when it's where was that, 5757, 574? Yeah. Oh yeah, that is something that I do usually like. It's also got a step of 1,000. It's 5746, 5747. That's why I liked it. It's a really weird ladder, but it is a minor repeater as well. All right, you talked me into it. I'm keeping it. You're bad for me because I'm a hoarder and I'm trying not to hoard stuff. But hoarding money is the least of my sins, I would say. Eh, that's nothing. Relatively low serial number, plus it's a I was going to look this up because I can't remember. There was, like, on 1995 the $2 bills, I think almost all of them are L series. I don't remember if in 2003A you can get all of the Federal Reserves, and if you can, Minneapolis is probably a low number. This one's relatively crispy, but it's got a fold. I think I'm going to pass it. Yeah, I think the hoarder tendency goes along with this number obsession. I think it's related. I don't know what the neurochemistry is. Yeah, that's nothing. I don't know what the heck. Now, didn't we already have one with two sets of 9s, like recently? That's usually what triggers me. Like, I'll be, oh wait, I just had one that had 3 9s or 4 9s in it. And then I keep them because they're kind of like, I don't know, sistered notes. Maybe that one just got tossed back. No, I did see that. I just went back. Never mind. So we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 69. Somebody might like the sequence, and it is on an earlier bill, but not that cool. I like bills with writing on it because it makes me wonder why they wrote it. So I'm guessing that was, well, you know what this might have been? This might have been a really cool bill that somebody was. There was a time when you could go to the post office and they would give you a first day of issue. They would give you a stamp, and like it was all together, but I don't think they hand wrote the date on it. So, but somebody, for some reason, on July 2nd, 1976, that was a significant day for this person, and it starts with 1, 2, 3. But I think the first day of issue ones, did they start with 1, 2, 3? I don't remember. You're saying you saw a sister bill, or you're just saying that that's what you would also call a bill that's... Now, I call it that even if they're not fully involved. You know, like if it's not... If the serial numbers are identical, absolutely I would hang on to that. But if they're just similar, like they have a repeating pattern that's similar from one bill to the next, they just jump out at me. Well, 3 7s, I always notice and hang on to them, but eventually spend them. Here's a full house, and I always like them better if they're directly together. Plus, you know, 12 is 4 3s. Nothing in there is not divisible by 3. So if 3 is your number, that's kind of a cool bill, but it's a stretch. There are bills that just jump out at me. This one was probably just, at one time I was just saving any 1976 bill, because when I would give them out as tips, because I know they're going to hang on to them, I figure if they're going to hang on to a ratty old bill, better it be a 76 bill, because at least it's a little older. I'm sure that's the only reason I had that one, especially dirty as it is. And yeah, but that's a trinary. I don't know. I think I probably should try to eBay some of this, but I literally need to spend some of these today, one way or the other. This one's a trinary, but it's a weird trinary, right? Because that 8 is a single digit. Like, without that, if that 8 were a 0 or a 7, it's a binary. This was aiming to be a really cool bill. See, the farther you dig in these, the more it's like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. But see, like this one, because the zeros are together, looks cool, but it's not a trinary. Same with this. You can see that I had that full strap at one point. I gave some, when my niece got married, for some honeymoon money, I gave him a strap of 2s, and it was one of these straps that had 3 7s in it, but I had cherry picked the good ones out of it. That might be where these are from. Like, I don't know that I cherry picked that though. I think it was I think I had 777s with 100, 101 through 200, as well as 777s with 001 through 100. Yeah. Oh, was there the 07 bill? Oh yeah. Yeah, not only is it a trinary, it's a James Bond bill. Good catch. I'm going to owe you a commission if I sell that one on eBay. Maybe I should send you that one. Yeah, I think all the 777s are probably worth something, and they're all new. I'm the first one to molest these, but and they've been molested back and forth several times for various reasons. I don't know. You know what I probably should do is see, I've got a booth at an antiques mall, and I was going to put some of this money in the mall in there, but I need a better way than I currently have to secure it. Not because I'm that worried, but yeah, I would love some Canadian interesting numbers. I don't have any of those, but my sister is Canadian. She was born in St. Thomas. Where about you from? See, I'm tempted to save all these 777s, but then I'm back to where I was. I guess I can hoard these because I need to scratch together about, I don't know, $800 or so. See, like on a used one, like I like the 777s on the end better, because somehow that looks more like a slot machine, doesn't it? Oh yeah. If we'd stayed, we'd have been neighbors. My sister was born in St. Thomas, so she's from Ontario. But yeah, that one, I don't know. I think I could probably part with it, but see, here's the problem with even, this is why I actually got in the car, headed to the bank without really looking at these, because I didn't want to end up re-hoarding these. Why won't it focus on that? Is it because it's wrinkly? That is so weird. See, that one's, well, see, that one is, that's a broken, like, that one's a broken ladder. Like, I differentiate, a scrambled ladder is one where it has all of the digits but not in the right order, and a broken ladder is one that's missing a digit. Like in this case, it missed the inside straight. It doesn't have the ace. So it's kind of cool, but I don't think what is cool is that it doesn't have any repeaters. And most people, if they had this same bill but say it had a pair of 8s instead of the 6, they would think of that as mildly cooler because at least it had one pair. But this is statistically more interesting. Here we got 6s and 3s. This one was not from a strap, but I think earlier in this stack, I think we had another one that started with 12, had 3 6s and 2 3s. Oh, it was 3 3s maybe? I don't know. Hey, ADR, yes, it is money. Not a lot of it, but Americans like $2 bills because they don't see them very much, which is crazy because all they have to do is start asking for them. See, that one was headed for being a trinary, but it's not. And what do we got? Focus. Phone's getting tired, maybe. See, we got 3 pairs, and I like them best when they're doubled up like that. The 4s and 9s kind of mess it up, though. And see, I'll notice coincidences like this. Like, there's no reason these two bills were next to each other. But look, we've got 88 and 88 on both bills. We got a pair of 4s here. If you take those 2 bills playing a game of liar's poker, you've got 6 8s, 777, and 3 4s. There actually have people that have been hassled about $2 bills. I used to have in my collection some $2 bills that are missing a corner. My understanding is in Appalachia, I don't know why, but something about the way the 2 looks or something, it's considered an evil eye or it's a bad omen. And so they don't like $2 bills. And the way that you don't have that bad luck attached to you is you tear a corner off the bill. And then, so some bills end up with no corners on them, but other people say that no, as long as it has a corner torn off, the luck bleeds out. I just find that fascinating. Oh, one of my favorite $2 bills, when the lovely mother of my children was auditioning to become my ex-wife, she spent my currency collection in a bar. And in that collection, I had a bill. It was a $2 bill, and on the top, you know how you know about how you can make a pad of paper with a gum on the top, where they gently rip off the pad, and then the bottom of the $2 bill has perforations, and almost certainly those were bills spent by Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak was famous for buying full sheets of uncut $2 bills from the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and then he would take it to a printer and have them cut them down into sets of 3, perforate between those sets, and then put it on a gum pad, and then he would carry it around in a check register. So when he would go to spend money, if he was buying lunch and he needed, $12, he would tear off 6 of these bills and hand them to people. And I actually had one of those, which was really cool. But anyway, there's a crazy guy who lives, at least did. All I know about him is he's an MIT grad. He must have Asperger's worse than I do. I vaguely think that he has something to do, like he's literally a rocket scientist, propulsion, something like that. But he is on a quest. mathematically, if Americans would use $2 bills instead of $1 bills, it would save the Treasury X number of dollars, because you're using half as many pieces of paper, right? And even better than that are the $1 coins. Americans hate $1 coins ever since they quit being $1 coin sized. So he would buy, I believe it was Susan B. Anthony's, he would buy a brick of a brick of $2 bills per week, I believe, maybe per month. So that's 1,000 $2 bills, and he would also spend $1,000 a week in $1 coins. Now, obviously, he's on bigger purchases, he's just handing them a whole strap. But he would stamp on all the $2 bills, you know, something like "ask your bank for $2 bills" or something like that. You know, it was like this tilting at windmills thing. But this one wanted to be a trinary but didn't end up there. So anyway, we got now Chinatown 3/8 because of some ideogram. If anybody reads Chinese, they can tell me about it. It says 4/8. Not quite a trinary, but the 3/8 at the end probably make it money. Same with this 3/8. Here we got 777s, but you know, the bill's got some circulation wear, so we're gonna pass on it. This one is horrendous, but it's got 5 7s. This was somebody's good luck charm, you know. It was in their wallet. They lost their wallet. I lost my wallet the other day. Oh, which is part of the reason we're having some trouble here, where I've got to I never have cash in my wallet unless it's a cool bill. This time I had regular cash in my wallet. So this one is so bad, but it's somebody's good luck charm. It would be bad luck to spend it. This was probably somebody's good luck charm too, because it's been kept flat, but it traveled. And it is a trinary, so we're keeping that. You are a bad influence on me, John. This is a nice poker bill with the 6s. Well, I thought there were more 8s. Yeah, that really worn out bill though. I used to have again, I lost it when the lovely mother of my children was deciding on a different husband. But I had this $2 bill. It was a red seal $2 bill, and it was completely, almost torn into 8 pieces, because somebody obviously had folded into half, and then half again and half again or something. Anyway, it had a bunch of, and had stuffed it in their wallet for good luck and left it there forever. This one is, what's interesting about this one is it's got that center fold, but it's otherwise pretty crispy. I always think that's interesting. The bill can have such a bad crease. That makes me think that somebody like folded it and kept it someplace, like in a book or something, for a while. 9s and 5s. Oops, come on, focus. Oh, this is probably part of that batch, that strap that I had. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to. Okay, now what the heck? I was gonna get rid of this one. That one's a trinary with 777s. That's definitely a keeper, and it's 1 digit from being a palindrome. Oh, on the red cell, you mean you won it and like on eBay? Like you purchased it? Or I just realized that I have, when I was going through money today in the safe, I have way more $1 silver certificates than I thought I did. They're usually not worth more than $2 or $3 maybe. And several red seals that are not in the best of shape, but one of them had a cool serial number on it. I don't remember the serial number exactly, but it's like 0600 something something and a 06 or something. But it was pretty cool. But let's see. This one again, triple sevens with an extra 7. I don't know. I'm trying not to hang on to all of these 777 ones, but I probably should. Somebody would, like, I could make 10 sequential bills that all have 777s in them that people would like, I'm thinking. This one was probably just one I kept for tips because it's a 1976. See, this one's got 777s, but they're not together. But, you know, when I drove a taxi, I was having a conversation about numbers, as I often do. And the fare, he plays liar's poker with his wife. And he's got a ringer bill in his wallet. It's got 2s and 7s. In my mind, it was a $2 bill, but I think it probably wasn't. It was probably a 1. And I didn't find that when I was looking just now, so maybe I ended up spending it myself. But anyway, it would be cooler if it was, you know, 27, 27, 27, 27, or, you know, 22, 47, 22. But it was like this one, you know, 3773, 37, maybe 37, something like that. So it was a binary number, but they weren't in any cool order. But it's still cool because it's binary. This one is pretty cool. But man, those last 2 digits are killing me. Now, this is what I was remembering about 1995 $2 bills. Almost all 1995 $2 bills were from the, what is F? F is Atlanta, I believe. Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia. So, which is also the 6th Federal Reserve District. So almost every bill you find from every $2 bill from 1995 has the F in front, which means it was ordered for the Atlanta Federal Reserve. And they, as far as I know, they never got above block letter B. So most of them are block letter A, and they never completed block letter B. So if you do find a series 1995, then I think they were from uncut sheets, or maybe they offered collectors folios or something. I don't know. And this one, I can't believe it's in here. Oh no, see, I grew hemp. I like ones with where people stamp them. You know what? I'm gonna go sell that to somebody at a dispensary, just because somebody needs to have this. It would be better if somebody hadn't put their initials on it. So, yeah, I'm going to hang on to that. You are a very bad influence. Oh, I'm in Arizona. Now, Arizona is part of Federal District 12. Federal District 12 is designated by an L because L is the 11th thing in the alphabet. This is pretty cool. Rand Paul 2016, but it also has 4 8s. Oh, it's a trinary. No, it's not. There's a 0 at the front. Almost a trinary. And 48, 49. Like I like sequences like that. That one's pretty cool. See, I can't spend anything. This is why I have money. And like this one, I already put this one aside because this one is a scrambled ladder. Or no, it's not. It's a broken ladder. It's missing a 4. All right, we'll spin that one. So, anyway, I think I probably better go to the bank before I start hoarding again. See, that one wanted to be a trinary. Yeah, the missing 4 makes it technically a broken ladder. So, I already went through these, but I didn't have Eagle Eye John at on the job when I went through them. So let's just flip through them and you holler if you see anything. Yeah, see, that one almost trinary, right? See, this one, it's almost a trinary, but it's that if you're going to break up a trinary, having that 5 does make it cool. You know, you've got a straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a scrambled ladder with, it's a scrambled ladder plus a full house. All right, I'll see you, John. All right, I think I'm going to wrap this up. We've been at it about an hour, which is about, I would say, let's see, we've been at it 55 minutes, which is probably 53 minutes more than most people have an attention span for this. But anyway, been kind of fun. I think that's it. And that's a wrap. Whoops. Wait a minute. How do I... There it is. And that's a wrap.